So Microsoft has shut down Tango Gameworks, as well as Alpha Dog Games, and of course Arcane Austin. I believe another studio, Roundhouse Games, are now being pushed to work on Elder Scrolls Online. This is just months after I made a video talking about how Hi-Fi Rush coming to PS5 was a good thing. How that means, that means they're investing in this IP and they have plans to let it grow and to potentially become something bigger. And in retrospect now, that decision just kind of felt like a last-ditch effort to put the game on PlayStation. You know, they were cutting their losses, trying to get as much money out of that game before they shut that studio down, and that's a damn shame. It truly is. I think Microsoft is setting a very dangerous precedent right now. And obviously, they're not alone in the layoffs, right? This is an industry-wide problem. It's been going on for years now, thousands and thousands of jobs at this point. But when we start shutting down studios that are putting out games that a lot of people, including myself, would call a success, or at the very least, excellent. Hi-Fi Rush is an excellent video game. It was nominated for awards. It won awards. I believe it was in the range of like 3 million copies sold, but I don't really know how that works in terms of the structure of Game Pass. And I think that is also the big issue here. How is Microsoft gauging success? What would Hi-Fi Rush have to do to keep that studio open, to keep Tango open? Are we just trying to get more subscribers? Is that it? Like, if this game doesn't pull a certain amount of subscribers, then you know, we're gonna consider that a failure. Is Microsoft treating the Xbox like how I treat my YouTube channel? And there was no marketing for Hi-Fi Rush, right? There was no lead up. The game was shadow dropped. And where's Hellblade 2? Where's the marketing for that game? Where's the lead up for that? That game was revealed during the reveal of the Series X at the Game Awards and left quite the impact. One of like the coolest trailers that exist, honestly. I absolutely love that trailer. Where's the hype? Where's the excitement? Why are they not pushing that game? I'm really worried about Ninja Theory now because I don't really see a realm where that game is successful. Critically, sure, it could be a very, very good game, but knowing Xbox, that means nothing to them now because Hi-Fi Rush has a +90 on Metacritic. Literally one of the best reviewed games of last year, probably one of my favorite games of last year. And I just, what happens to Ninja Theory? What happens to Machine Games when their Indiana Jones game flops? What happens then? I don't know. For me, I think that something that Microsoft and a lot of other studios are not understanding is, and I'm not saying that I have all the knowledge or anything like that, but it's plain and simple to me. You have to cultivate success. You have to grow. You cannot start at 60. Right? You can't go 0 to 60. You have to slowly build up to that. I've worked in a lot of restaurants throughout my years, in my teens and everything, and we would have good days at some of the restaurants I worked at, and we would have bad days. We would have days where we didn't sell a lot. You know, we're sitting there and the dining room is empty. Do we shut the restaurant down? No. We keep trying. We start marketing things. Let's come up with some kind of a BOGO, some kind of a coupon, some kind of a thing to get people in the door. Let's put up new flyers. Let's get people in here. We're not going to shut the restaurant down because one week wasn't as good as the week before. And Microsoft is shutting down the restaurants. Microsoft is shutting them down right now. Does that analogy work? I don't really know. I think in order for Microsoft to be successful, in order for Xbox to be successful, right, is to keep putting out good games. You don't just get to put out one and it doesn't quite make its mark and then you just dust yourself off and say, sorry, Tango Gameworks, didn't quite work out, bye-bye. You can't do that. You really can't do that. You have to keep going. You have to put good game after good game. You have to build that reputation because right now, Microsoft's reputation, and I would say over the last few years, their reputation has not been good. They put out bad games. Like that's just the fact of the matter. There are not enough good games coming out for Xbox. And I thought that Hi-Fi Rush was a step in the right direction. I'm not even talking about the overall product. It is an incredible video game. But in terms of like its place in Microsoft's catalog, it is a step in the right direction. Let's keep going, Tango. Right? Because the game's winning awards, and none of the other games are. Starfield sure as shit ain't. So why not give them more investment and let them try again? You know that studio is capable of it. You know that they can make a hit. You know that is there. But they just, they gave up. They didn't want to try. And obviously, there's a lot of other things and a lot of other factors of this as well. Obviously, they just bought Activision, right? $60 billion, or whatever, more than that at this point. And I'm starting to think, is that going to eat away at other studios? There's a lot of job redundancy going around. I know that for a fact. That's happening. But is that, we're like, oh, we spent a lot of money on this, so we got to start cutting other studios because we can't afford them anymore. Are we getting, is that it? Is that what's like actually happening now? But then still, why shut down Tango? The one studio that's actually putting out good games for you guys. But they also shut down a studio that put out a bad game. Arcane Austin, Redfall. Let's get real. That game was a disaster at launch and still kind of is in a lot of ways. It's not what it was supposed to be. And I don't know who's to blame for that. Apparently there was a lot of mismanagement there. Phil Spencer literally said himself, like, we didn't have enough eyes on that project. We were busy with Activision Blizzard, and he literally said, I'm gonna take the blame for that one. And it doesn't feel like he's taken the blame for that one. It does not feel that way. And I'm of the exact same mindset. I really am. Like, I think Hi-Fi Rush is on the good end of the spectrum for sure. But I think even when you put out bad games, the consequence for that cannot be shutting down the studio and giving up on those people. Dangerous precedent. Dangerous precedent. Because now as a consumer, I am worried about every single one of their studios, right? I mentioned Ninja Theory, I mentioned Machine Games, but I would also say Double Fine and pretty much every other studio making it id. Like what's to stop them? And again, I think the big sort of question in the air for me is, what even is success for Xbox? Is the Game Pass model dead? Is that killing them right now? Like just bleeding them dry? Is that what's really happening? Then why not fix it? Why not change some things? Why not say, hey, when a new game comes out, it's not coming to Game Pass day one. It'll come to Game Pass 3 months after launch, or 6 months, or even a full year after launch. Right? You can play it, you can buy it right now, or you can wait 6 months and play it later. Experiment. Because, again, shutting down these studios, those are too high of consequences, right? Now, I can't even imagine working for Microsoft right now. I did not think that when Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard that they would just kind of become Activision Blizzard. Xbox used to be the fun place to play, right? They were the outlier in the industry. They were the ones that were kind of doing it right. We're making small games. We're making fun games. We're all buddy. Watch any of their presentations. All their studio heads just waving and having a good time. All lies, man. All lies. Because that's not the case. It really isn't. These people are worried for their fucking jobs. And I don't know where we go from here. At this point, there's a Xbox showcase this June. How am I getting excited about these games? Obviously, there's going to be third-party shit, and I am going to be excited because a lot of those games, I'm assuming, are going to be on other platforms, and I will probably be playing them there. But just as like a company, how do I get excited about Xbox again? Can I? Like, what's the end goal here? Like, what are we actually trying to do now? I feel like now this is the point where Phil Spencer should be having that podcast, right? Now I need some clarity. Now I need the talk. But I doubt that that's going to happen. I wonder if they just go radio silent and just, we're not going to talk about that. Let's just let that ride. People will forget it in a month or two. We're good. We're not good right now. Just like Xbox as a brand is just like such a hard thing to like. right now for me. I literally own an Xbox shirt. I own this shirt. And like I don't think that I can wear it anymore. That sounds like some crazy dumb fanboy thing to say. I'm not like some Xbox fanboy. I'm console fanboy bullshit. Like that's all ridiculous. I'm not a part of that conversation. I'm not a part of that. I just bought that shirt because I'm a gamer and I love the games. And I don't know. I just don't think that I can wear that shirt anymore. Like just straight up. I don't think I could wear a PlayStation shirt right now. Like I'm not hyped for these companies anymore. I remember when I was a kid, during E3, during like the reveal of the PS4, just feeling pride. Fuck yeah, let's go PlayStation. And there were some cases where Xbox, I felt the same way. You know, let's go Xbox. But I don't know what's going to get that kind of reaction out of me anymore. And I don't know if it's even possible to get that reaction out of me anymore. Will I ever be able to wear an Xbox shirt again? I really don't know, man. I really don't.